Hello everyone, I am back with yet another video, and today I decided that I would do another one of these videos where I try to follow a squishy tutorial from this book right here. And this is the 8th time that I am doing this, and I will link the playlist below in the description box so you can go and watch all of the other parts in this series if you want to. And I've already explained many times what exactly this book is about, but I will quickly go through it again. So basically in this book is just all these different activities that you can do. So for example, it shows you how to make loads of really cute squishies, like this one for example. And then it also shows you how to make slime as well. There's all of these different ones that you can make, like this one, which I'm still yet to get to any of these. Hopefully I will soon, but I just can't say for sure yet. And it also shows you how to make putty as well, like this one, farting putty. And yeah, it's just full of like these really fun activities that you can do. It is such a fun book. And again, I got this book as a Christmas present a few years ago, but you can get this book online, I'm pretty sure, on both eBay and Amazon. So I will link at least one of those below so that you can go and get it for yourself if you want to. I would definitely recommend it. And yet today I'm going to be following yet another squishy tutorial from here, and you'll find out which one. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So this is the squishy that I have chosen to make today, and it is this donut squishy. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to make mine look exactly like this, but we will see. I'm really excited to be making this one. And I know that donut squishies are a very popular one to make. I know that many people have made them on YouTube, and I have also made many donut squishies on my YouTube channel as well in the past. And it really takes me back to when squishies like first got popular. So I know that many YouTubers were making donut squishies. It was just one of the most common things to make because they are definitely a lot more on the simple side, and also you can just make them look however you want to. So yeah, because of the nostalgia, this is the one that I have chosen to make today. I'm really excited to be making it. So yeah, and also here's all of the materials that I'll be needing, although I might be changing up a few things since I don't have all of this. So yeah, I'm just going to gather up all my materials and I will be right back. So now I have all of my materials ready, as you can see. And again, I had to change up a few things because I didn't exactly have everything on the list. But still, this is all going to work just fine. So first of all, it says that you need a black marker pen. Sorry, this isn't really focusing, but yeah. So I have my black marker pen here. And it says that you need memory foam, but I'm actually going to be using one of these round bath sponges. You've seen me use these many times before for my squishies. I just had so many of these left over that I'm still yet to do anything with, and also this just saves me just a little bit of time. So yeah, I'm using one of those instead. And then it says that you need puffy paints in yellow, white, red, pink, purple and turquoise. And I'm actually going to be using my ready mix paints here. So I have yellow, white and red. And then I have my pink puffy paint down here. And again, like I said, I'm going to be changing up a few things. So I'm also going to be using these foam sheets I have here in white, this like minty turquoise green, and then this pinkish purple colour. And then next it says that you need a bobby pin and a ball chain. I didn't have either of those, but I had something similar. So I'm going to be using this eye pin. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to be using one of these little phone straps, or whatever they're called. I'm not really sure. And then it says that you will need the label from page 109, but I'll just be getting to that bit later. It also says that you need tape, which I have here. And then finally you need your scissors and a paintbrush. So I have my scissors. And also a couple of paintbrushes here, and also my palette, which obviously I'll be needing as well. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I'm going to be needing, but I'm going to have to think of a slightly different thing for when I get to the label, because my printer isn't working right now, so I'm going to have to think of a different way to make it. But yeah, anyways, let's just get started now. So here is how it looks so far. So I already went ahead and I did steps 1 and 2. So step 1 says to draw a circle onto your foam and draw a smaller circle inside it. And since my sponge was already in a circle shape, that saved me a bit of time, but I went ahead and I drew a smaller circle in the middle, and then I cut that out. And that's when I moved on to step 2, which says to cut out the larger circle and round off the edges, and then use your scissors to smooth out the donut hole, which is what I did. And I rounded it off, as you can see. This took quite a bit of time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think the shape looks really good. So now I can move on to the next steps. So then I moved on to step 3, which says to mix yellow, white and a touch of red puffy paint together into a dough colour, and then cover the foam with it. And again, I just used my ready mix paint for this, and this is the colour that I mixed together. And then I painted the bottom part of the donut. Sorry, it's really difficult to show you now because of the frosting, so I can't really pick it up to show you, but you can kind of see on the sides. And I think it looks really good. I'm really impressed with the colour of the donut, because this is actually quite a bit different compared to how I would usually make tan colours for my squishies, because instead of using red I would actually mix a tiny bit of burnt sienna in with the yellow and the white paint. So yeah, I was really wondering like how this colour would turn out. I thought it would come out way too I guess like way too like orange looking, but it actually turned out to be a really nice tan colour. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So that's what that looks like. And then I moved on to step 4, which says to add pink puffy paint to the top of the donut to look like frosting. And I noticed that for their one they added on a very thin layer of pink puffy paint. But for my one, since I wanted my one to look more realistic, I ended up adding on a much thicker layer of pink puffy paint, as you can see. So yeah, I just think this just makes the frosting look a lot more realistic since it stays shiny when it's dry. Also added it around the sides as well, and I've tried to make it look like it's dripping, as you can see. And I just used a palette knife and a small brush just to spread out the colour to make sure that everything was covered. So yeah, I just prefer how this looks way more. I didn't want to add on a thin layer. I wanted it to look a lot more shiny and more like an actual frosting on the donut. Also added it on the inside as well. Hopefully you can see that. And I really like how it looks. And then it also says on step 4 to add different dashes of other colours on top of the donut to make the sprinkles. But again, I'm going to be doing this slightly differently because I don't really like how sprinkles look when they are painted on. So what I did instead is I took some of this light teal coloured foam sheet and also some of this purple and some of this white foam sheet. And what I did was I just cut them into very, very thin strips with my scissors. And then I just started cutting them into little pieces like this to make sprinkles. And I just put them all in this lid here. And I just think, again, these look just a lot better, a lot more realistic in my opinion. So yeah, I decided I would go with this method instead. And this can be a very good way to make fake sprinkles. And I'm just going to be adding this on top of the frosting while it's still wet. So yeah, I'm just going to do that and I will be right back. And here is what it looks like once I've finished adding on the sprinkles. And I am beyond happy with how this looks. I just think it looks so realistic, especially now with the sprinkles on top. So yeah, I just prefer this method more just because it makes the sprinkles look a lot better and a lot more neat in my opinion. So now I need to let this dry, and I realise that this is probably going to take quite a while to dry because of the thick layer of puffy paint that I added to it, but hopefully it won't take too long. So yeah, I'm just going to let this fully dry now, and then we can move on to the last step. And now I am back almost a week later, and finally the squishy is dry. As expected, this did take quite a long time to dry because of the thick layer of puffy paint that I added to the top. But now it is finally fully dry, so I can move on to the next steps. And you just saw in the previous clips me making the tag, and I ended up having to make it a little bit differently, or quite a bit differently compared to how it says in the book, but I'll still read out the next step anyway. So the next step says the next step says, when the paint is fully dry, use tape to attach your label to the ball chain and then slide the chain into the bobby pin. Then push the bobby pin into the foam to finish. And again, it says to use the label from page 109, which is this page here. So this is the tag or the label that I'm using. But again, since my printer's not working, I had to think of a different way to make this, because usually what I do is I would take a photocopy of this page with my printer, and then I would cut out the tag that way, since I don't want to cut it out directly from the book. But since I couldn't do it this time, what I did instead was I actually made it out of card, and I just drew and coloured it in myself, just using coloured pencils and some coloured markers, as you can see. And I also covered it with tape to protect it, and then I just cut it out and I attached a foam strap to it since I didn't have a ball chain, and also attached a little eye pin to it as well. So yeah, I know this is a completely different method compared to how it says it in the book, but again, I just didn't have certain materials, so yeah. But still, I think this worked out pretty good. It's not the neatest job ever, but I tried my best. I honestly care more about how the squishy looks in the end, so but yeah, pretty pleased with how the label turned out. So now I'm just going to attach this to the squishy, and I think I'm also going to add just a little bit of glue to it as well, so that way then the eye pin will stay in place. So I'm just going to do that, and I will be right back. And here is what the final squishy looks like. And I really like how this turned out. I am so pleased with it. And it has a really nice texture to squish because of all the puffy paint. It is quite sticky as well, as you can probably tell. But yeah, I think this turned out really good. It is quite a bit slow rising as well. And here is the tag or the label that I made for it. And I also will compare it to the one in the book. So here is what it looks like. And I'd say they look quite similar. Again, I did change mine up quite a bit, as you already know. But still, I think that the colours are fairly similar, and also the shape as well. However, I feel like the colour of the actual donut on my one turned out, or dried a little bit too lighter than I would have liked, but still I'm quite happy with it. I just feel like it looks a little bit too like what's the word, like peachy looking. I would have preferred to have had it a little bit darker, but anyways. And also I noticed that the one in the book also has yellow sprinkles, but I forgot to add those onto mine, but that's completely fine because it still has a lot of sprinkles. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I chose to add on a much thicker layer of puffy paint, because I just feel like it makes the squishy look so much more realistic, like an actual donut with icing. Even though it took a lot longer to dry, it was definitely worth it. And also, you know that I made these sprinkles differently compared to how it says in the book, because I didn't want to just say paint on the sprinkles. I wanted to make them again look more realistic, so I chose to make them with foam, with like coloured foam pieces. Which again, I'm really glad that I did. And also the tag as well, again, I had to make differently because I didn't have all of the supplies that were needed. But yeah, just so happy with the end result. I just really love the sound it makes when I squish it. And yep, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. And if you did enjoy it, then please click thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because it would make me so happy if you did. And also don't forget that my Etsy shop and my Instagram are both linked in the description box below as always. So I'd really appreciate it if you go and check both of those out as well. And I will also link a playlist below of all of the other videos that I have done in this series. I've made 8 now in total. So yeah, if you want to see all of the other videos that I've done where I follow squishy tutorials from this book, then please go and check those out. And again, if you would like to get this book for yourself, again, it is called Make Your Own Super Squishy Slime and Putty by Tessa Sillars-Powell. Again, I hope I'm saying that name right. And yeah, I will link an Amazon or eBay listing below of where you can get this for yourself. Again, I got mine as a Christmas present, but yeah, you can just easily get this online. And again, I really recommend this book. There's still many more things that I want to make in here. Again, I really hope to eventually get round to the slime and the putty recipes, hopefully soon. And yeah, still quite a few squishies in here that I want to make, so stay tuned for future videos like this. And yep, that is it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for some more squishy tutorials and just randomness coming up on my channel very soon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.